The Arab League members will gather in Cairo on 4th March. This meeting aims to counter threats from the United States president regarding Gaza. The president suggested resettling Palestinians in Egypt and Jordan. He also proposed a redevelopment plan for Gaza. The Israeli Prime Minister is willing to resume hostilities. The summit is convened by Egypt. It seeks a united Arab response. The goal is to respect Palestinian rights and make Gaza habitable again. The emergency summit was prompted by recent statements. On 5th February, President Donald Trump expressed his desire to take over Gaza. He claimed he wanted to transform it into the Riviera of the Middle East. Egypt quickly rejected this notion. They announced plans for a comprehensive vision for Gaza's rebuilding. This vision ensures that Palestinians remain in their land. Following this, Egypt hosted a meeting with Jordan and Gulf Cooperation Council countries. They prepared the agenda for the upcoming summit. Currently, Gaza faces challenges. On the second day of Ramadan, Israel blocked all humanitarian aid. They accused Hamas of violating a ceasefire suggestion. This suggestion aimed to extend the ceasefire throughout Ramadan and Passover. Israel has stalled negotiations for a second phase of the ceasefire. This phase was due to start on 1st March. It would have required Israel to withdraw its troops from Gaza. Hamas has rejected the extension and called for international pressure on Israel. A ceasefire began on 19th January after 15 months of conflict. This agreement included a cessation of hostilities and a phased withdrawal. During 4th March summit, several key topics will be addressed. Former Egyptian diplomat Mohammad Hegazi outlined a 3 to 5 year plan. This plan includes 3 phases: early recovery, rebuilding utility infrastructure, and housing reconstruction. It also aims to establish a political track for a two-state solution. Experts highlight financing as challenge. The United Nations estimates over $50 billion is needed for Gaza's reconstruction. This financial aspect will be an important discussion point at the summit. Countries attending the summit are expected to contribute. Egypt will lead the discussions as the convener. They are mobilizing Arab and international support for the reconstruction plan. Jordan will play a vital role, especially with King Abdullah to opposing displacement. Jordanian Foreign Minister Ayman Safadi has warned against escalating tensions in the West Bank. Syria will address Israeli air attacks on its territory. The Gulf Cooperation Council countries will be essential for securing funding. Historically, Arab summits have impacted the Israel-Palestine conflict. The Palestinian National Council was established at an Arab League summit in 1964. A decade later, the PLO was recognized as the representative of the Palestinian people. This recognition elevated its role in peace negotiations. In 2002, the Arab Peace Initiative was adopted at a summit in response to the Oslo Accords failure. Countries agreed to normalize relations with Israel under certain conditions. In 2014, an Arab summit pledged $5.4 billion for Gaza's reconstruction after conflict. Following the summit, Arab countries will agree on a unified position. They will outline their plan for post-war reconstruction in Gaza. Further discussions will focus on financial and logistical aspects. However, the future of the ceasefire remains uncertain. The fate of Palestinians in Gaza is dire, with many facing starvation. Thus, reconstruction efforts may need to be postponed. Mediators Qatar and Egypt will work to prevent further conflict. The situation remains critical as the summit approaches.